Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We Need a Fourth is here. I'm Brian Baumgartner. I'm with my esteemed colleagues, Cooper Manning.
Oh, it's good to see you, Bomber.
Good to see you as well. And Kenny Mayne.
I'm here. What about esteemed?
I
Just
forgot
steamed.
to say it.
It's like steamed broccoli.
That's fine.
The steam.
You're sauna and steamed and stretched.
Guys, this episode today, fantastic. Colt Knost. You've never met Colt, Kenny?
No.
Well, you guys are cut from the same cloth.
I like
Let's
him.
just.
A loincloth.
I'm not sure what kind of cloth, but yes.
Well, my favorite thing is he said there's a line and you're not supposed to cross it, but he sure wants to know where the hell the line is.
You got to test that line to know where it is. Cooper's still working on that. He also talked to us about turning down the Masters. He said, "Nay, Augusta. I actually want to get paid right now." So, and does he regret it or not? We'll talk to him about that. Stick around. We Need a Fourth is coming up. Well, I mean, it's coming up right now, right?
You'll regret not listening to it. Boys, I played in the Zurich Pro-Am this week.
You played.
I played in it. And just to give you an idea of what the Fitzpatricks did, shooting 57 best ball.
Yeah.
I had 3 buddies and the 2 pros, and together we all, including with Pops, shot 58. So these 2 guys shoot 57 best ball. I'm just curious, what would us 3 together shoot in best ball?
Do I get
format?
any extra stuff or real life?
Let's go real life, because extra stuff doesn't count.
What is extra stuff? What is extra stuff?
Where you give me
I
a
think he
stroke,
means
like in Scotland. You
get your strokes. Yeah.
Oh, I do?
Everybody gets their strokes.
Oh, we're going low.
But we could also do it with no strokes and just throw out how big of a number it would be.
How many did the Fitzpatricks? Did they get strokes or they just played regular? Right?
I don't believe they get strokes. No,
Yeah,
I don't.
I'm pretty sure they don't get strokes. What were they? 37 over 4 days, too, by the way. Something like that. I know they had some alternate shot in there. I think the 3 of us. Well, what do you think, Kenny? What do you think the 3 of us could do?
Well, if I have to play real life, I probably won't help at all.
No.
I might make a par or 2. I do that occasionally. I even make birdies before in my life, but I might help you guys on 1 or 2 holes. You guys are going to have to be really fucking good. Okay, so do your job.
What do you think, Coop?
I think it would be humiliating, and I wouldn't want to play in this event.
Yeah,
and even more humiliating, maybe not humiliating, but more fit for TV would be an alternate shot program. I would like Colt Knost, our next guest, to weigh in. Colt was obviously ranked as a ranked amateur, he's a Walker Cup guy, winner. He won at Royal County Down, 199 PGA starts, won over $4 million in earnings, and now he's the lead analyst in the booth for CBS Sports, a good friend, a great podcast guest. I can feel it in my bones. He also hosts his own podcast called Subpar with Drew Stoltz, Gravy and the Sleeves. Welcome, Colt Knost, to We Need a Fourth.
Wow. Thank you, guys. What? By the way, he was ranked. That's it. He was just a ranked amateur. Thank you so much.
He was ranked number 1. I would have said that.
I'm looking here, and there's like a booger on my deal, so it doesn't even have the number 1. It just has like ranked booger.
Yeah, he participated once.
I mean, he also was. Would you come in 3rd in the championship game? In the championship in Sawgrass?
I mean, I love that you did your research, Coop. I expect nothing less from you. But the Players' Championship.
Players' Championship. It's on our briefing sheet. He's trying to pretend like he didn't read it, and he's trying to pull it off the top of his head.
That's right.
What do you think, Colt? What do you think, the 3 of us, best ball, what could we do?
Well, I've seen 2 of you play, and Kenny doesn't sound very confident, so it's not looking good. By the way,
I never quit.
I like that about you. That's great. But best ball between the 3 of you, 83.
Oh, stop it.
He shoots 80 on his own.
You're giving no strokes.
No strokes. This is real golf.
Yeah.
83?
No, 83.
No,
beat
I
the
think
shit
we
out
could
of
do
that.
better than that.
Of course we would.
Well, there's only one way to find out, guys.
Go do it.
Colt, I always thought, you always come to New Orleans for the Zurich, and we usually play golf. This time we didn't, but I'm just curious. It's always a little nerve-wracking when Colt says, I want to play golf on on Thursday or Friday, can you line me up a game? And I go, God, I'm going out of town. But I have this, group of called the deplorables, and it's a pretty long list. And I had to hand select who might be up to the task of taking this jack leg out and showing them a good time. Can you give me any color on how things went? Was it a disaster? Did they show up on time? Did they pay their bets? What happened?
Everything went perfectly. It was great. We showed up on time. Drinks were nice and cold. Had a fantastic time out there. There was only one broken club. I'm sure you can probably guess who did that. But yeah, it was a very fun day, very profitable. And I love New Orleans Country Club.
What did you shoot? Just curious.
I think I shot 67.
I think it was 66 even.
Was it 66?
Yeah, hey, they all run together.
I got people that watch my handicap. I got to be careful.
Yeah, I think that last putt lipped out. Right.
Oh, shit.
It did.
How did you get the name Big Gravy? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, so this was back when early Twitter days or something. Some guy was hating on me as usual on social media, and Steve Elkington, who was the first professional golfer I ever met back when I was 14 years old, just all of a sudden responded and said, "Take it easy on my man, Big Gravy." And I'm like, where the hell did that come from? And then he texted me, he's like, "It's a compliment. I love scotch. It's one of my favorite scotches." And I'm like, whatever. I feel like this one's probably going to stick. And it did.
Just like gravy, it sticks,
Yeah. Yeah, sticky. Yeah.
We had Kevin Kisner on last week, Colt, and we're talking about, a guy with a little undersized guy with an attitude. And I've just always kind of liked to rewind the clock and find out what kind of pain in the ass he was when he was walking around a range at 12 and 13 and 10, et cetera. What were you like as a young punk golfer growing up in small town Texas?
Yeah, well, Kiz has had a lot of nice things to say as of late. Appreciate him. Anyways,
maybe we'll dive into that. Yeah.
We'll get to that.
So I actually didn't start playing golf till I was almost 13 years old, but I was still a punk. Yeah, I mean, I picked up the clubs very late. Just never was really into golf. Where I grew up, I mean, there wasn't a golf course within 30 miles. And so I obviously fell in love with the game because of Tiger Woods, and got pretty good pretty fast. Started playing with the adults at the golf course about 30 minutes down the road. Started gambling. And so, yeah, I was shit talking at a very young age, was a pain in the ass at a very young age. And I think it's kind of what kind of made me have this personality I do today. I love going out there with the boys and chopping it up and having a good time. And I think that just started when I started playing golf and realized I was pretty good. And the fact that I was beating adults kind of helped my confidence a little bit too.
Mount Rushmore of shit talkers on the PGA Tour, current, past, anyone that you have come up against. Are you on the Mount Rushmore?
I don't know. I always feel nervous putting yourself on the Mount Rushmore. But I will say Kiz is fantastic, even though I'm not happy with him at the moment. I've been around him a lot. I haven't heard him trash talk anybody, but just listening to him talk, Lee Trevino has to be up there. I mean, he is just greatness. I mean, Tiger holds the trump card all times, right? He can bury you with his wins and everything. And he's sneaky, got some trash talk to him. Phil Mickelson was always very, very good at it too. He was one of my favorites. Him and I went at it quite a bit, which I had no business talking shit to him. I mean, he's, 6-time major champion, but we played a lot of practice rounds together, gambled a lot together. And so I figured if he's going to chirp me, I should chirp back. And if you ask him or Bones, normally it went pretty well for me.
Phil gambles more than Brian. So we've been stipulated. Are you talking about in real tournament play? You're out there in a real Thursday, Friday thing talking shit? Or are you talking about as you play in a practice together?
Mostly practice rounds. I mean, once the tournament starts, you're kind of down to business. Now, if you're in 60th on Sunday and playing with one of your buddies, there's definitely some trash talking going on then, which is always fun. I will tell you a quick Phil story, which the only time I played with him in a tournament was at the PGA Championship at Baltusrol, I believe in 2016. And we had crazy rain that week. And so they decided not to repair on the weekend to get it all in time. So we both made the cut on the number. And so I get Phil for 2 days at a major championship on a weekend, which is pretty cool. And I remember the first hole on Saturday, he hits it over in the right green side bunker, which if you see anyone's yardage book, there's a massive red X. You just don't hit it there. It's dead. The green runs straight away from you. You're not getting it up and down. Well, Phil hits it over there, short-sided, running away, just takes this massive swing flop shot and just whop, slaps it, gets down, checks, and goes down to a foot. And I'm like, damn, that was pretty sick. He goes, yeah, I made that look way easier than it was, didn't I? to. And I was like, and we're off. Here we go. First hole.
Is that a nerve-wracking event right there? I mean, Cole, you were number one in the world. You won more tournaments than anyone at SMU. You've been around, but when you're playing with Phil first day, is that the butterflies there?
I mean, a little bit, just because it was a tournament. I think it helped me a lot that I flew in there on Sunday before, and we actually played together in a practice round. We played another one on Tuesday, and then we happened to play with each other on Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, it's different. I mean, I've never made the cut on the number, been in 60th place and teeing off in front of 5,000 people. Like that normally just doesn't happen. Like no one cares when you're in 60 or 65th place, but when you're playing with Phil, they care. It was an awesome experience to go around there and play with him in that. I mean, 2016. I mean, he was still going. I remember I snap hooked it off 17, a par 5. There was a big gallery down the left, and I hit a guy in the chest. And normally, when you hit someone, like you autograph a glove and give it to him. And I was like, "Hey, man, you want me to see if Phil will sign you a glove?" Like, you probably don't really want one of mine, do you?
You became a broker immediately. I like that.
Yeah.
Now, I've always thought about that. Like, just the nerves an amateur has in front of a big crowd in golf is something I can't even describe. It's like you can't breathe right and swallow right. And as opposed to if you got up in front of a big crowd and you were speaking, like if you get laughs, you feel really good. If you get applause, you feel really good. I just didn't know whether when the audience is bigger, when you're growing up and you're a confident professional golfer, is that add an element of, I don't know, thought that you probably wouldn't have previously?
I would say like the first few times you do it, maybe a little bit, but then after that, I like told myself quickly, I was like, these people bought a ticket. They're not necessarily here to see me, but they bought a ticket because they want to see good golf. You're the one inside the ropes. Like they have no effect on your shot. And I love playing in those arenas. Like I always loved WM Phoenix Open because it's different. Like I don't care who you are. When you walk through the tunnel, Brian's done it. When you walk through that tunnel on 16, and I've been in the next to last group on a Saturday there. I mean, when the place is just buzzing like crazy, like that's as cool as it gets. Playing in front of that many people. Like if you don't enjoy it, I don't know what you're doing it for.
Yeah, Cooper was asking about the anxiety level with top professionals. How about when you played in like Celebrity Pro-Am or whatever? Like have you ever played with Bill Murray? Like, what's the best story you have that way with regard to somebody like, oh my God, I'm paired with this guy or girl?
So I haven't played with Bill, but I remember Wayne
Probably
Gretzky.
me, right? Probably me. Probably me.
No, you're glorious. I love you all the time.
He's easy.
On the course, off the course, blackjack table, which is 90% of it. But Wayne Gretzky used to host the Corn Ferry Tour event up there,
Wayne
and it was
Gretzky,
kind
the great
of it was kind of like the AT&T at Pebble Beach, but on the Corn Ferry Tour. And they put me with Charles Barkley. And this is when he was going through the shit where he could not hit the ball, like it was horrible. But they're like, hey, you can handle him. You'll have a good time. And I'm like, yeah, it's Charles Barkley. Of course. I'd love to. Well, it was real fun for about 3 holes until him and this other guy are playing $1,000 a hole and they will not pick up. Like if you finish, all you have to do is not die and you won the hole. Basically, these guys were so terrible, and you can see that hitch and everything. And yeah, it's great for about 3 or 4 holes. Then you're like, my God, this is going to be the longest 2 days of my life. But I love Charles, and I'm happy he's back playing decent golf again. I don't want to say good golf like he says he is, but he's decent.
What do you think he's playing to now? He's probably a 6 or 7.
Really?
So we actually played just a couple months ago up at Whisper Rock, and he takes everything but the par 3s off of me, and so I'm like a +3. So 14 shots. So he gets 14 shots off me. So he's playing around an 8, I would say, or I guess that math doesn't really work out. 11.
So in that round, Colt, are they going, okay, your 12 beats my 11, pay up?
Oh my God. Yes. It was the guy who started Marquis Jet and I believe NetJet's Kenny Dykert. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Kenny Dichter.
It was Kenny Dichter. It was Charles versus Kenny, and Kenny might have been worse than Charles. I'll tell you all another story that's not appropriate. I don't care what podcast we're on; it's not appropriate, but I'll tell it to you offline.
Bring it.
But it was awesome, and that started a great friendship with Charles and myself. He's been awesome to me, and obviously we live down the road out here in Scottsdale, and so he's one of the best, man.
I felt that off the top, Cooper expertly spoke to your amateur career. In fact, you were so good, you qualified for the Masters, but elected not to be in it. Was the Masters just not a big enough stage for you? You were looking for a larger tournament? Tell us that whole story.
Well, Kenny, I'm sure that the defending Masters champion plays with the U.S. Amateur champion. And that year, it would have been Zach Johnson. And I tell Zach all the time, if it would have been Tiger, I would have stayed amateur.
but you went pro, and then you lost that right as the amateur. But all these years later, do you regret it?
So now that I never played it, obviously it sucks. Now that I'm covering the golf tournament for CBS, like it's pretty freaking awesome to be there. And like this year was my first year up in the tower on 14. Yeah, I think I always had enough confidence in myself that I would qualify on my own on a serious note. But like just looking at it as a business and as your career, like I was 22 years old. I was done with school. I was the number 1 ranked amateur in the world. Like my stock was never going to be any higher.
Sure. And
I got offered some opportunities and some financial things that, I didn't know if that would ever come about again. And leading into it, I mean, the people that the sponsors of mine, they said, we don't know what's going to happen come April. Like, it's kind of like, it's here now. What do you want to do? And I just thought I was going to gamble on myself. And like Brian, I've lost a few of those bets before. But you know what? It was the right decision at the time.
Yeah.
Looking back, yeah, of course, like after 12, 13 years of professional, I thought I would have played in the Masters. I never thought my first trip to Augusta National would be in 2021, the year after COVID, with limited patrons and me walking the golf course literally by myself on a Monday. Just walked every single hole to take it all in. And I think that was the first time it hit me. It's like, damn, I could have played in this thing.
But you basically got an early NIL, right? Name, image, and likeness. You were getting some upfront money to say, let's go pro right now. I'm ready to go do this. Yeah.
And look, I mean, my family was fine. They weren't the wealthiest people in the world. They weren't the poorest people in the world, but like it was a nice chunk of change. And it got me going in my career where I didn't have to worry about, like, a lot of these guys, when they get ready to come out of college, like there's not sponsors coming after them. They have to go talk to family, friends, and people all around and try to get money. They have all these logos all over them, just trying to get money just to be able to afford to travel around and play professional golf. And for me, like I never had to worry about that. And that was a huge weight off my shoulders.
Michael Lasasso just made a similar decision by joining LIV and not playing. What did you think of that decision? Personal choice?
I don't know what the number was he got. I hope it was a lot, just because here's a guy that had a spot in the Masters. He was also either number 2 or number 3 on this PGA Tour U program, which at the end of the season, you got a great chance in just a few months to earn a PGA Tour card. At worst case, a Korn Ferry Tour card, which is not guaranteed when you have to go to Q school. I hope it was a lot, especially with all the news coming out now about how this could possibly go away, which, well, I mean, what does a guy like that do? I mean, he has to start from the beginning again. The good news is he probably got a lot of money, and so he'll be okay there. But man, that's a tough one.
Brian, you're a gambler. What do you think the over/under is on how much money he got to come right out of college and go right to the LIV Tour? What do you think?
A lot. They were offering a shitload of money at the top of it.
I don't know. I guess the real question is he going to get it all now?
Aren't those kind of upfront dollars usually for LIV?
I mean,
they're guaranteed dollars.
Yeah, I think everyone's, obviously there's many different contracts out there. I think a lot of people's are different. I mean, I've heard numbers he was offered, and I know they were in a panic to kind of get a guy right before the season, and Phil being his captain. I'm sure probably got him a pretty decent deal, but I'm with Brian on this. The question is, will he get it all? Will all of them get it all if this thing goes away?
What do you think? Is it done?
I think it's done. I'll probably get a lot of shit for that, but I mean, they came out today. I mean, the Wall Street Journal's not reporting just throwing something at the wall and hoping it sticks. Like they know what they're doing. And I mean, they said PIF has officially announced that they're pulling their funding at the end of 2026. Like for me, it's like, who's going to come on and want to take that on? And like, are you going to be like, hey, John Rahm, we'd love for you to stay. You're going to take an 80% pay cut. You cool with that? Like, I mean, I just don't know how this is all going to work out for these guys.
What do you think of what do you think of the state of golf right now? I mean, we got TGL happening in prime time weeknights. We've got very exciting PGA Tour action. I mean, look, whether it was an intended consequence or not, the signature events are obviously very popular. The players are getting a lot of money qualifying for that. I think personally there could still be some adjustments made to who gets in there and what. But what do you think of the future of golf right now? Do you think it's trending up or trending down?
I think it's very much trending up.
Professional golf. Sorry.
I do. I think obviously regular golf, I mean, the general public, it's just booming right now.
Of course.
It's absolutely absurd. Professional golf, I think, is headed in a very, very good direction. Brian Rolap is a brilliant man. I've had some chance to spend some time with him this year. I love everything he is saying. I'm very interested to see what happens with this LIV. I mean, there's a couple of guys, like if you can get us John Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau back, obviously that is a huge get, and it obviously would cripple them, even if they might be going away anyway. But I think we're in a great spot. I do worry about getting a little oversaturated with professional golf. Just too many events. I know that's one thing Roll-Up's talking about, is cutting the schedule back some. Like the Zurich Classic is awesome. It's a team event. I know it's Coop's home and everything. And if it wasn't the Fitzpatrick brothers doing what they did and earning Alex Fitzpatrick a tour card, like I think that tournament would have been a little bit of a dud. I don't think the ratings would have been very good. In hindsight, they were actually pretty good, because that's an unbelievable story with a brother helping another one get a lifelong dream of getting a PGA Tour card. It was just so cool to watch and to be there, and it was an exciting finish. But the way the schedule is, we just got to be careful. Like you look at this, where we had the Masters, then we had the RBC Heritage, which is a signature event, then we had the Zurich, and now we're going back-to-back signature events before the PGA Championship. So it's like 5 massive tournaments in 6 weeks. And like this week at the Cadillac Championship down at Doral, we have 5 of the top 15 in the world skipping a $20 million purse in a signature event. Like that's not the best look, in my opinion. And it's because like these guys care about the major championships. Guys don't want the major to be their 3rd week in a row playing. That's just how these guys operate nowadays. So I think we need to take a hard look at the schedule and make it where these weeks really pop on the schedule. And it's just like, I think the average fan wouldn't be like, oh, we have 5 massive tournaments in 6 weeks. I didn't realize that. And the other thing, I would like the TGL. It's cool. It's like, I mean, it's early in the season. It's on nights when there's nothing else really going on for the most part, which is what they do a good job of. But I love where professional golf is right now. I think we got a great product. We're constantly trying to make it better on the TV side. And I think you're gonna like what you see here in the future.
Do you do a good Jim Nantz impression at this point? I met him a couple years ago in Seattle when he was introducing Fred Couples for an award, and he literally, I'd never met him. I'd been around him, but I'd never met him. He said, "Hello, friend."
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
He can't stop himself.
No, he can't.
But he's a sweetheart. It was great being around him and his affection for Fred. They were college roommates, right? Mm-hmm. And then to see what they ended up both doing was pretty amazing. He's
the greatest. I'm telling you, like the red light is on at all times. Like he never turns it off. I mean, that's who he is. I mean, the hello friends, he's one of a kind. We're everywhere we go. It doesn't matter, hotel, restaurant, anywhere. He knows every person's name. It is remarkable to me. Like, I don't understand. Like, I mean, he's obviously got a photographic memory, but I mean, we'll be out at a random restaurant, some random place, and he'll be like, "Oh, Chris, good to see you again. How's your son doing?" And I'm like, you are annoying. I can't even remember all the people that work for CBS's name, and you know this random dude that you met 12 years ago. Like, God, you're killing me over here.
With his experience, does he guide you without saying, "I'm guiding you"? Do you know what I mean? Like
oh yeah. Yeah, he I mean, he doesn't ever be like, "Hey, I want you to do this," but you can tell, and if you just listen to him, like he's so good at controlling the traffic and everything. Yeah. And he'll tee you up. I mean, that's what he does. He's the best. He's obviously great, but he wants you to be great as well.
That's awesome. We had Kisner on the podcast. Specifically,
I think my mic just cut out, guys. I think I got to go.
Thanks for joining us.
Texting you during the broadcast. Did you text back?
I haven't spoken about this very much. Like, I did text back. Like, I had a big gap between my groups and the holes that I cover out there. And so he just said something. I just quickly responded back because I'm always looking at stuff to see. Gary McCord taught me very early on. Like he used to have magazines in front of him because he's so old. They didn't have, computers and phones to go through, but he had magazines and he would scroll through them and like things would pop and he would like notice things and be like, "Oh, that could be good for a call here in a little bit." And so I'm always scrolling through Twitter or Instagram or something and looking at it. And I was just sitting there. I had like an hour, I think, before I was going to call another shot. And I just saw Kevin Kisner and he said what he said. And I was just like, I said something smart ass back, of course. Never thought it was going to lead to what happened, which was very unfortunate. I know he regrets it. We have spoken since, and I'll keep that conversation between us. But I wasn't very happy. One, that he slammed our network and covering the biggest event we do in the Masters. But two, like, dude, don't bring my name into it. Like, we're boys. Like, you could just say, "Hey, I spoke to someone or I texted with someone." That's the part that probably bothered me the most out of all this.
Interesting.
It's not the easiest thing in the world to cover because you don't know where the hell the ball's going. Football, it's 100 yards long in end zones. Montana, Rice, touchdown. Like, right, it's just right there. Golf, it could hit a tree. But I will say, on the last hole, it took a while to figure out who the hell's ball was in which bunker, right? Like, that was like 18 when Rory's coming up.
Yeah, and I mean, it was just a nightmare situation, right? Like, so there you have one of the best cameramen in all the world who's covered more golf on the 18th hole than anyone, and he's in his tower. Rory's way right off the tee, so it's to his left behind some massive pine trees, trying to find the ball in the air, which, by the way, he doesn't miss very often. It just sucks that it happened to be on the 72nd hole, and then he's still trying to like find it as the ball has landed, and then bam, Cam Young goes, and all of a sudden we're like, oh God, where did that ball go? It was just a nightmare situation. That's what happens. All of you know on live TV. Yeah, you know, 100%. We all don't get several takes like at the office. You know, they get to mess up 42 times, and then the 43rd one's perfect. But this was live TV. Y'all know how it goes.
Some screw up 42 times. Some nail it in one. By the way,
then the best thing about those 42 takes is then they recycle those on Instagram, and they're instant hits. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know, the more Jim is laughing, the better Michael Scott. You know, the legend of LIV. So I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks that it happened on the 72nd hole. It sucks all the time. Like, you never want to make a mistake, whether it's I feel like the John Deere Classic, it's the butt of the joke all the time, but whether it's John Deere Classic or the Masters, like, you never want to make a mistake. Like, you pride yourself on being so good at your job. And I still think like they covered it extremely well. Is there something they'd like to go back and change? Absolutely. I think you could say last year when Rory completed the career Grand Slam, there's certain things they would probably like to go back and change. But social media is cruel. The critics are cruel, and it's live TV. Shit happens, man.
Are there shows where afterward, I know when I did like SportsCenter's like, God, I just should have done blank. You wish you would have done something else. You can't go back where after you're beating yourself up, or is just like you said, it's live and some shows will be great and some shows will be a little less great.
Yeah. You know, you always have days where you're like, man, that was good. I was clean. I never stumbled over myself. Like, everything was great. I remember like one of my first ones being on the Mayne CBS team was Torrey Pines. And I was with Will Zalatoris, who finished like 5 groups before Luke List, who was the last group. And so it's kind of like, hey, just stick around. If there's a playoff, you're going with Will. And so I'm out there. It's freezing cold. I'm supposed to be catching a ride with Gary Woodland on his plane over to Scottsdale. Like, I'm like, Gary, just wait for me. I'm going to be there. I'll be there in a second. So I'm like creeping back to the compound, get kind of close. And then all of a sudden, I think Luke birdies the 18th, forces a play. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Have to go around flying 100 miles an hour. I'm like, literally get to the fairway. It's getting dark. They're on the tee. I'm in a full panic. And Luke hits his tee shot. And you can't see anything. Like, it's really that dark. He immediately bends down, picks up his tee. The volunteer behind waves the little flags like they're going dead straight. And I was like, oh, that was hammered right down the middle. And it flew in the right fairway bunker. And fouled. I was like, that's not the fairway. That's the bunker. I was like, I totally guessed, right? And I learned quickly. I was like, I will never guess again. Like, it's better for me not to say anything than to guess. And I got hammered for that on social media. I was like, really, guys? It was freaking dark. I guessed and I lost.
Colt, you're very clever and fun to be around, especially, you know, amongst boys and having a few pops. Are you watching yourself when you're on air to just make sure you're keeping it in the fairway, so to speak, on language and just choice of words?
Well, language for sure. But like, I mean, I like to have a good time out there. And look, it's a show, right? Even though it's sports. I mean, Charles Barkley has a good time with it. Everyone has it. Like all the ones that I think are very good at their job. I mean, Kenny on SportsCenter, phenomenal. Not scared to joke around a little bit. I think that's what you're supposed to do. Like, we don't have any effect on the outcome of the event, right? We're just sitting in this little booth talking and just trying to explain to you exactly what's going on. And if a joke comes to me and I think it's appropriate, yeah, I'm not scared to say it. Now, there's 1 week a year where I'm scared to say it, and that was obviously a few weeks ago at the Masters. It's let's just keep it kind of
tone it down.
Yeah, just tone it down. Just don't be all of you this week.
I get a lot of that. My wife always says, "There's the line," and again, you just crossed it. And it's so early.
Coop, I don't like to defend you, but you got to figure out where the line is, right? And the only way to figure it out is like, let's test it. Okay, now I know the line. I will now stay on this side of that line.
Colt, have you been fussed at by top brass before? Just saying,
I don't think so.
And also define what fussed at is. Exactly.
Well, I figured if there was something he would know, if he's been, you remember, I don't remember anything good that happened to me. I do remember all the stern talks I've had given to me by appropriate people. So
No, I have. No, honestly, I don't think I have. I've always been very nervous about that because you never want to get criticized. You damn sure don't want to get yelled at. But I always, I remember when I was on the golf course walking, there was a lady that carried my TV purd that had the coverage on it so you could see and you could call tape shots and all that. And her name was Barb. And if I ever thought of a joke or anything, I would say it to her first and be like, "Is this okay?" And she'd be like, most of the time she'd be like, "Yeah." Then sometimes she'd be like, "Mm-mm. Don't go there." So if Barb said no, don't go there, I threw that one out.
Isn't it more fun to be on the course near the action and you see it with your own eyes as opposed to I'm in a booth and here's a TV screen? You know what I'm saying? There's quite a difference between the two.
So obviously they know me very well. Like I'm a guy that I love to be around people. I love to be in the action. I get adrenaline walking down the last few holes when like the guy I'm covering has a chance to win and there's big crowds. It is so much fun. I love it. But like the job I have now is a much bigger role. And it was one that I was never going to turn down and be like, no, I'd like to stay down here on the ground. This was a huge opportunity. I mean, to think like I used to play this game at a high level. I was never real good as a professional. And I'm sitting there with Frank Nobilo, Trevor Immelman, and Jim Nantz. Like it's pretty damn cool when I walk in there each day and I'm like, I'm sitting here making hand signals with Jim Nantz. Like I don't feel like a kid from Pilot Point, Texas should have ever been doing this.
How difficult is it because you have relationships with so many players, right? Friendly or at least acquaintance. And now you're a critic of them, not necessarily a critic, but you are commentating on what they're doing, good or bad, and then not allowing the friendship to weigh what you're going to say.
Yeah. And that's one thing Charles taught me when I got into TV and I listened to him. Like I don't watch the NBA a ton, but I watch pregame, halftime, and postgame because I think they are fantastic and I love listening to them. And one thing he said one time was, he goes, I praise these guys 90% of the time and they never call me and tell me thank you. But the second you criticize them, your phone's blowing up and they call and they wear your ass out. And I was just like, he's exactly right. Like we're in awe of these guys most of the time. But if you hit a bad shot or make a bad decision, and I mean, it's my job to say it. And if you're mad at me, how about we sit down, we watch the tape and you be like, yeah, that actually was a shit shot. Or like, nah, you were wrong there. Like if I ever cross the line, I'm happy to talk about it with you. Like it's nothing personal.
Well, and I think it's worth noting too. And I say this based on my obviously very, very limited experience in mostly the American Century Championship. You guys aren't showing the guys who are having a bad week and are plus 12 and miss the cut. Like you're not showing those. You're not trying to be cruel, but you're following the leaders. You're following the players who are playing really, really well. And if they make a mistake, it sort of goes without saying that they're already elite in that week, right?
Of course. I mean, these guys are so good. Like I said, just like Charles, like I praise these guys all the time. Like when I first started doing TV, I never got to play with Rory or John Rahm or Scotty Scheffler very often when I was out there competing. And now I walk these golf courses with them and I see like where they drive it. I'm like, at what point did I ever think I could compete with this? I mean, he's hitting it in places. I was like, golf is easy from up here. This is a joke. Like, come on back to where I play. This is a challenge back here, bud. But yeah, I'm in awe of these guys and I'm not afraid to criticize them. I'll buy them a beer afterwards and we can talk about it if it bothers them. But like, they're still my friends. And I've told all of them, I said, if I ever say anything, you're more than welcome. Come to me. Don't take to social media and rip me apart or anything like that. Cause I don't think that's fair. But yeah, I like to call it like I see it.
How about letting out something personal almost by accident? Like, a certain thing about this person and you so want to tell that story. And then you're like, there's the line. Yeah.
And so that's one thing very early on. Like, when I finished playing, I would still go to dinner with these guys. I mean, all the time. And they would say things at dinner. And I'm just like, can I use that? I was very good about asking permission. And if they said no, then I would not do that because I never want to lose that trust with these guys. If they say yeah, then absolutely, I'm going to throw it in there because I do know a lot of information about these guys. Some of it is fascinating and I know they're okay with getting it out there. But some of it, no, I'm not going to ever go that way. I never want to break that trust with these guys.
Right. Like you would never bring up spending hours and hours at a blackjack table with someone. That would never. He would never bring that up.
No, never. Wearing the same clothes for like 3 days. Whatever. I mean, no, I would never do that.
How can you tell the difference, Colt? He's dressed in black at all times. The Dark Knight.
He looked pretty good in
BB,
Vegas, though.
you know?
Gretchen,
He did.
She's like, look at Brian. Let's go.
At that event, it's as much about the clothes as it is about the golf. That is for sure. I don't normally try on outfits before packing, but I might have that week.
I cannot believe you just admitted that. That's so great.
I had to. Anyone who sees me now, I feel like I've turned a corner. So now I got to keep it up. Now I have a reputation.
Colt, our golfers.
Boy, do you.
Our golfers, like baseball players, are known to be superstitious. Don't touch the line. All the black cat. Are golfers by nature superstitious?
I think if they tell you they're not, they're lying to you.
I'm asking for a specific reason, and I'm going to follow superstition law, and I'll tell you why. Hopefully, in about 10 minutes. There's a golf match taking place right now that I have a strong interest in, and I'll tell you about it. But go back to, are you superstitious?
There's a golf match happening right now.
The qualifier to get to the PGA Championship, and I have a dear friend, and we're not even talking about it right now. We're not ready to talk about it.
Okay.
But
I'll tell you the one where I think I was probably the most superstitious, and it was at the RBC Heritage, which happened just a few weeks ago, Harbortown, one of my favorite places. 2012, I was leading after Thursday. Wednesday night, we went to some Italian place, had chicken parm. Okay. It was me, John Mallinger, and Charlie Hoffman, the Seagull. Shout out.
We love him. He's our guy.
Yep.
Shout out all three of my favorite guys, by the way.
Yeah,
Thank
those
you.
are gems.
So we go Wednesday night, eat dinner. I'm leading after the first day. I was like, guys, let's go back. Same dinner for me, leading after 2 days. Okay. Leading after 3 days. Guys, same time, same place. They're like, no, we're done with this place. I was like, guys, come on. I'm leading the golf tournament. You got to take one for the team here. They're like, no, we're done. So I ordered it to go, took it back to my room and ate it, and ended up finishing third. So I blame those two. That was so selfish of them, but I thought for sure it had to be the dinner.
Was that TPC?
No, that was Harbortown.
I'm sorry. I missed what you said.
Yeah.
TPC, you did finish third, and they all call that the fifth major, not officially. Does it matter that it's official or not official? Like, you all treat it that way, don't you?
Yeah, I don't. It's a massive tournament. You know that going in. You prepare for it like a major championship. Should it be called a major? I don't know. I don't care. It's not like all four of these majors started on the exact same year. And look, it's a big time tournament at an iconic golf course. I would say it's one of the very few golf courses in professional golf when the average fan can turn it on and probably know a lot of the holes. I mean, everyone knows about that finish 16, 17, and 18. It's iconic. It's a phenomenal golf course, a phenomenal tournament that any kind of player can win at. I think that's why I liked it so much. But it's one of those ones, like, I'm a huge golf fan. I watch pretty much everything, but I know Sunday afternoon I'm on the couch watching the finish there at TPC.
I can talk about the golf match right now. My dear friend, Austin Hurt, he is at Bandon Dunes. He's been leading the tournament the whole way.
Yeah.
He fell off today. He was below the line to get to Philadelphia. He battled back. He's about 5 feet away on 18. He's even. He's going to make the cut. He's going to Philadelphia. Jason Jobe's my friend on his bag. Like, I was following this like he's my child, and it's a 4-year-old first school play. Like, it's been unbelievable. But I'm proud of him, and he's going to make it to Philly. People in the game know the battle it is to get somewhere you want to be, right? Like, you've lived that experience. So I think you can appreciate it as much as anyone.
Yeah, I mean, what a cool moment that is for those guys. I mean, 20 of them get a chance to tee it up in a major championship. That's awesome.
As a professional golfer who's now a broadcaster, do you have ambitions of getting amateur status back?
You know, I caused some little ruckus when I actually just kind of joked about this. I believe it was earlier or late last year after the Mid-Am, because everybody was complaining about these former pros and everything. And I was like, man, I cannot wait to get my amateur status back and take a run at this. And all. I was kind of just half-heartedly joking. It turned into this whole big thing that I never thought was going to happen. I actually took an incredible picture just a couple of weeks ago that flew way under the radar. I thought I'd get a lot more love, but I don't think anybody knew it. But the whole thing was everybody thought I was going to turn pro, win the Mid-Am, and then play in the Masters, which is just no guarantee, obviously. I mean, golf is hard. I have a job. I don't practice. But the Mid-Am this past year was right up here at Troon Country Club in Scottsdale. I actually played there just the other day, and they still have a replica of the Mid-Am trophy in the clubhouse. And so I took a selfie with it and put it on Instagram and said, "See you soon, sweetie." And no one really got it. Everybody's like, "What is that?" I was like, "The Mid-Am trophy, guys." God, I thought y'all were following along a little better here.
What do you have to do? What's the process of becoming re-amateuring yourself?
Yeah, so you fill out an application.
As a professional golfer, I can answer that
He is
question.
a pro.
Cooper.
It's true.
So you actually have to get in touch with the USGA. You fill out this application. You pay $200 just for them to look at the application. And then you sit and you wait. And there is no formula as far as I know. It's just like they look at your career. They see how long you played, where you played, how much money you made. And then I randomly got an email saying, "We've reviewed, your file. We're thinking 2028. We'll let you know." That was months ago. I still haven't heard anything. So I'm not too worried about it at this point. Johnson Wagner and I are actually pushing very hard to play in the Zurich Classic next year as a team, because we have a lot of side action on it. A lot of people are doubting us.
We need a fourth. We'll follow you. You will have an audience all day. We're coming there.
Coop, I know you have a lot of pull down there in New Orleans. I've seen it from the pros you get in your pro-ams throughout the years. You have so much pull. Maybe don't call the Zurich people for us.
I'm probably the last guy you want to lean on for any help the Zurich. That's hysterical.
Colt, you've played with both these guys?
I have.
So you already know their game. We did a challenge this year. I love golf. I'm very average. I'm trying to get better, and I did not have an official number. And Brian's really pissed about that because he wants to gamble every moment he can. He wanted a real number. Don't make up. I'm a 20. So I signed up. My goals this year were to get a real gin. It's right here. It's somewhere in there, and then and be a 15. That's my goal. I want to be an 87-ish kind of guy on my good days. Brian's was to shoot under par or even par.
Even.
And Cooper to beat 80, right? Get 79.
Okay.
How are we doing on our goals, guys? Because I have a gin. I'm sitting at 19 right now. I'm going to get it down. I haven't played enough this year. Have you guys been pretty close to your number?
What do you think the chances are I can shoot even?
Good.
No, I'm asking Colt.
You got to do some work. I think you're a little busy, but you got some work to do. But you get the right golf course, not too long. Maybe not Tahoe with 9 billion people around and some other distractions that keep you up late at night.
What if I shot even there, though?
Be amazing.
What if I shot even at the American Century Championship?
It'd be the greatest day of your life.
I'm not sure
I have children, and I still
your
would
head
say
would be big enough to put in this little screen. I mean, this would be Kenny and I might not ever be able to talk on this show again. We just listen to this.
It would be like 3 episodes. He'd have to go hole by hole.
By the way, Austin Hurt birdied 18 -1. He's going to Philadelphia. Let's hear it.
Congratulations, Austin.
It's awesome. What do you think of that thing Brian does? This guy just taught me this. I don't do it quite like he does, but on the take back, he does this little doopsie-doo, and then he goes back. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Hey, listen, there's so many ways to do this thing. I've seen it. All I do is just look at Jim Furyk. You would never teach that. Matthew Wolff, you'd never teach that. Chris Gotterup, you'd never probably teach what he does. There's so many ways to do this. As long as you can deliver that club head to the ball and get her going straight, who cares what it looks like?
Yeah. I wouldn't be making fun of it.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Cut that part out.
Thank you. No,
the swing sucks. He has no chance of shooting par. He's a bum.
Cole, what's the greatest blackjack game you've been involved in with Brian?
No.
Well, first off, I'm not involved in those. I'm a spectator. Okay. I love watching them go at it. It is so much fun. Well, there was the first time I went to American Century.
All right.
Do you want me to go there? Or do you want me to
I don't know what story you're going to tell, so let's play a harmonica instead.
He proudly
just
talks
leave that
about it.
It was nothing bad. It was just who you were playing blackjack with.
Let me ask you this: when Brian's playing blackjack, and he's got a hand to stick on, and someone playing third base from Albuquerque all of a sudden decides to split tens with a 6 showing, what sort of hot-tempered reaction does the bomber throw at this poor tourist in town?
It's not good. If you're going to play with Bummy, you better play right. That's all I'm going to say.
I just won't be there the next hand.
Yeah.
I just won't be there the next hand.
I think I might have told this story once, but I was in Phoenix at, how do you say it? Waukesha? Is that what's called?
Weekapaw.
Yeah.
Great golf
courses.
course.
Love that place.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm playing, and I'm not doing that great. And I'm talking to the dealer, just joking. I said, if I lose this hand, my daughter has to transfer to Tampa Bay Community College. And the lady at the end of the table goes, I went to Tampa Bay Community College. I said, I could have said Walla Walla. I could have said anything, but it was Tampa that I chose. But
you're across the country, and you threw some random school out, and she happened to have gone there. That's great.
And I lost the hand.
Colt, I can't thank you enough for being our fourth today. You are, you're doing. I'm proud of you. It's so fun.
I am too.
It's so fun to brag about you on air and going, hey, that's a buddy of mine who's climbed the ranks and is now sitting among kings in the world of sportscasting and broadcasting and golf. And so you've kept your street ways, but you're a pro, and I admire both. So thanks again for being a part of this, and keep up the good work, my friend.
You got it, boys. Love all three of y'all. Y'all are fantastic. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cole.
Thank you, Cole.
I like that guy. I
like that guy a lot. That guy a lot. So you never met him. What do you think now, Kenny?
I'm a fan. I'd love it. We always say this when we have these good guests. They're funny. They're obviously good golfers. Like, let's just go on the road. Let's play 52-week schedule. Just take this damn show on the road, and we play more golf that way.
I met Colt 16 years ago, and I was playing in the Pro-Am with DA points. And to this day, Colt still refers to me as DA. I don't know why, but I am DA. So
you're DA. I think I first played with him. We didn't discuss it today at my favorite place on the planet in terms of golf courses, Shadow Creek there in Las Vegas.
But we need to go.
Fantastic.
We need to go to Bandon Dunes in Oregon, where my friend Austin Hurt made the PGA Championship.
Congratulations, Austin. Are you going to go watch him? You're going to go follow him around?
I'm going to Philadelphia for round one.
Amen.
Well done. Thanks, boys. We'll see you next week.
Look forward to it. Good. Bye, Kenny.